You open your phone, someone your age just bought a house, someone else got engaged, someone else got the promotion you wanted, and a feeling rises in your chest that you can't quite name. It feels like proof that you're falling behind, but the real reason this feeling exists is far stranger than a timeline. It has almost nothing to do with your actual progress. Notice that. It's happening to you right now, and it will happen again the next time you open that app. Here's what nobody tells you. Your brain was never built to compare your life to millions of strangers. Psychologist Leon Festinger discovered something called social comparison theory back in 1954. He found that people don't judge themselves by absolute standards. They judge themselves against whoever's nearby. For most of human history, nearby meant your village, maybe 50 people. Now it means everyone. Every accomplishment, every milestone, every highlight reel from around the planet, all funneled into your pocket. Your ancient brain still thinks it's measuring itself against 50 people, but the sample size exploded and nobody adjusted the math. So what actually happens inside you when you see someone ahead? Psychologist Kross has spent years studying what he calls chatter, the looping negative self-talk that spikes after moments like this. His research shows that comparison doesn't just make you sad, it hijacks your attention. It pulls you out of your own timeline and drops you into someone else's, replaying their milestone over and over like it's evidence against you. That looping isn't weakness. It's a hijacked attention system, doing exactly what it evolved to do in a world that no longer exists. And once you see it that way, something shifts. You stop asking, why am I behind? You start asking, why is my brain running someone else's highlight reel on a loop? Which is a very different question. Here's the part that reverses everything. Psychologist Sonja Lyubomirsky's research on hedonic adaptation found that even the people who reach the milestones you're comparing yourself to don't feel the relief you'd expect. The house, the promotion, the wedding, within weeks, their brain resets to baseline and starts scanning for the next thing to feel behind on. That's right. The person you think is ahead is likely scrolling too, measuring themselves against someone else's timeline. Feeling behind isn't a sign that you're behind. It's the default setting of a brain wired for comparison, running on a feed it was never designed to process. Everyone on your screen is playing the same losing game, including the people who look like they've already won. This is where feeling behind gets its power, not from your actual life, but from the timeline you've built in your head using other people's edited footage. You don't see their failed relationships, their debt, their 2 a.m. doubts. You only see the caption, and your brain, still running on Festinger's 50-person village model, treats that caption like hard data. It isn't. Ask yourself something. Behind whom exactly? Behind what deadline? There isn't one. There was never a schedule you signed. There's only the one your nervous system invented by watching strangers curate their highlight reel. Once you see the mechanism, the feeling loses some of its grip. Not all of it, but enough to breathe. Psychologist Jean Twenge's research on social comparison in the smartphone era adds one more layer. The more curated images a person consumes in a day, the more their sense of personal timeline distorts, regardless of what's actually happening in their own life. It isn't about willpower, it's exposure. You are quite literally marinating in other people's highlight reels for hours a day and expecting your internal clock to stay accurate. It can't. No clock stays accurate next to that much noise. So the next time you open your phone and someone your age announces a house, a promotion, a ring, notice what's actually happening in you. That isn't proof you're behind. It's your ancient brain still counting to 50, drowning in a feed with no edges. You're not late. You're not behind schedule. You're just finally seeing the timeline for what it always was, a story someone else edited, and never a stopwatch keeping your time. If you enjoyed this, consider subscribing for more videos.